now I can, I'm hitting record. I did it.
Or
Okay, and let's go do this. We're waiting for all the streaming to happen. Melanie is here with me. We are ready to go. Here we go. Dance with me, Melanie. Come on, let me see you dance. You didn't know that's part of the show, did you?
I didn't.
I'm a disco era babe. Can't see my feet, but they're really moving. Hustle time.
Celebrating you in this
Special way.
Shine,
Shine.
smile.
Smile. We are live on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. All right, we're just going to tell the Suno Orchestra that they can just stop playing for a while. They need a break. I am Bonnie D. So happy to be here with my special guest co-host. Her name is Melanie. It's not like PS like we're saying something after. It's Melanie P. Smith, but I had to abbreviate it for the style of the show. Melanie, welcome and how are you?
I'm doing great today. How about you?
Well, thank you for asking. I know you from some of my other shows. You're an author, very interesting lady. Would you please take a couple minutes and tell us what you do and what you're working on and what kind of books you write? Go ahead, Melanie.
So I am a multi-genre author. I write paranormal romance, fantasy, police procedurals, criminal suspense, and I have a couple of just contemporary romance novels.
How did you get started in this? Police procedurals? Remind me, what's your background, Melanie? Come on, where do you come from? What did you do before?
So I worked for 26 years at our local sheriff's office as a civilian employee in our special operations division. So that is all of the specialty units like SWAT, search and rescue, mounted posse, the motor squad. For a while, we had the air unit in our division. And so I supported them. I went on search and rescue call outs, SWAT call outs. I was on the logistics team for our child abduction response team. So I did a lot of the specialty stuff, a lot of the exciting stuff in my job. I'm now retired and I just write full time.
Wow. What's your favorite genre? You said multi-genre. What's your favorite genre? And rumor has it there's something about Bram Stoker in one of your books. Tell me about that. Go ahead.
So I this question is always hard for me because that's why I'm a multi-genre author because I like to write in all of them. I would say that my fantasy, my paranormal romance, those are probably my guilty pleasures. That's where my creativity gets to shine through. Police procedurals, those are really easy for me because of all of my time at the police department. And I've always been a fan of criminal suspense, and so I enjoy writing those as well.
Do you watch police procedurals on TV, Melanie?
Some of them I have a really hard time with.
Yep.
Um, CSI, that one drives me crazy because when I was at the office, I would get people calling saying, "Will you go do this?" No, we can't do that. Well, I know you can. I watch CSI. No, we really can't.
Oh,
That's Hollywood.
bless their little hearts. Okay, well, I'm going to get us started now, and I'm so happy to have you here. So let me start with a little poem. Okay, it's time to cheer, to host, to toast, to woo. It's October 29th. Can you believe how fast the year is going? Happy birthday to you and you and you. Not me, not her yet. Bonnie D on my scarlet mic, dishing glam and sass with a vintage spike. I'm not the vintage, the mic is vintage. Okay, let's get that clear. And look who's here with a velvet roar. It's Melanie P.S. Smith. I told you that already. My guest co-host du jour. We're naming names in the birthday game from Hollywood Heights to YouTube fame, plus wacky holidays and music history gold. Get ready, darlings. The fun is set to unfold. So grab your party hat. I have a party beret here, Melanie. I don't have a hat on today. And let the champagne pour. Well, it's after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We could pour some champagne. HB2U is lighting up October 29th with glam, bam, and more. So I'm going to get us started with music history events, and we'll take turns going down and let's see where we go. 1957. I know that's early, everyone, but seriously, you all know this song. On that day, October 29th, 1957, in Nashville, I'm in Tennessee, but not near Nashville. I'm near Knoxville. In Nashville, Bobby Helms recorded Jingle Bell Rock, the first rock and roll Christmas hit that became a Hollywood favorite. If you don't remember it, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell Rock. Melanie's bopping around. I think you know it. So do you know that
I
song, Melanie? Do you remember it?
I do.
There you go. Well, you might not have been
One of
around
the
in 57.
classics.
Yeah, classic. That's right. Go ahead. You got to take us to the next one. What we got?
We have 1966, powered by a captivating Bach's Continental organ riff and a lead singer named Question Mark, who always wears sunglasses. The song 96 Tears by Question Mark and the Mysterians hits number one in the US.
Do you remember that song? Do you remember it?
Nope,
It was
I
it
do
was
not.
dark. It might have been something that could have accompanied one of your books, 96 Tears. I remember it as being a dark song, but he went by the actual character question mark and the Mysterians, which is kind of clever. I put in the notes for you to say question mark because you would say, well, buddy, did you forget his name? No, I didn't. Let's move ahead. We're jumping ahead almost by a decade each time. I'm up to 1976. And this is interesting. Springsteen brought his longtime, long forgotten friend Gary U.S. Bonds on stage at the Palladium in New York City to perform Bond's 1961 hit, which was 15 years earlier, Quarter to Three. Ah, da, 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 quarter to three. I'm going to stop there before I kill it. 5 years later, Springsteen engineered the comeback of Gary U.S. Bonds, working on his album dedication and supplying the hit, This Little Girl. So Gary U.S. Bonds goes way back in time, and I thought that was pretty nice of Bruce Springsteen to bring him back. What do you think, Melanie? Good deed?
I think so too.
Yeah, okay. You've got the next one. This is beautiful. Go ahead.
So 1983, Islands in the Stream, a song the Bee Gees originally wrote for Diana Ross in R&B style, goes to number one on the Billboard Hot 100 as a country duet by Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. The song gave Rogers and Parton each their second pop number one hit after Rogers' Lady in 1980 and Parton's 9 to 5 in 81. It also topped the country and adult contemporary charts. In 2024, Rolling Stones ranked the song number 104 on its 200 greatest country songs of all time ranking.
That's pretty cool. Do you remember Kenny
That's
Rogers' Lady, Lady,
I'm
Lady?
an 80s girl, so I remember
Oh,
this very well.
yeah, 9 to 5. What a great song. Interesting. The rumor had it, Melanie, that the song was written for Marvin Gaye, but I looked up the history of it and it was not because Marvin Gaye died around a year before the song came out. But Diana Ross did it first, and then, hey, they just redid it for Kenny and Dolly, and it was one of the best hits ever. Let's move ahead. I'm jumping. Oh, the same day, the same year. What's going on here? Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album breaks the record for most weeks on the Billboard albums chart when it eclipsed oh, be still my heart, Johnny Mathis's hits, Johnny's greatest hits. With 491 weeks, Dark Side of the Moon remained until 1988 when it dropped off after what? 724 weeks on the chart. It comes back from time to time and it notches another what? 160 more weeks to a total of 880. We don't even talk in those terms anymore, do we, Melanie? We talk in terms of millions of records sold,
Yeah.
right? Or CDs sold or
Or
demos.
downloads now.
We do. But Johnny Mathis, I was a big Johnny Mathis fan, and I grew up with in that era. And I was a stringer reporter for a magazine on, excuse me, Long Island, New York called The Improper. and they gave me a press pass to go to a place called the Westbury Music Fair, which was a theater in the Round that has changed names many, many times, but it was very famous, and probably still there today. And I got to go and watch Johnny Mathis in concert and take pictures. And I wrote the back cover story about Johnny Mathis, and my pictures were published. And I got to go backstage and meet him, and I cried because I was such a fan. And somebody in the audience yelled out, "We love you, Johnny." When he was in between songs, and Melanie, he yelled back, "I love you too." Is that sweet? Do you even know who Johnny Mathis is?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
So, my mom, her older brother worked at a radio station and it closed down. And when they did that, they gave him all the records. And so he gave my mom hundreds of records. And that's what I grew up on. So I'm an 80s girl, but I grew up on the oldies.
Tell me something. Where was this
So
radio station? Where was it?
I was in Salt Lake City,
Okay.
Utah.
Okay. I almost bought a radio station with two colleagues of mine. We were going to invest in a station way out on Long Island, and they had a special room in this building. It was property. It was acres, and there was three towers, and there was I would have basically stayed there a couple days a week in one of the apartments. It was a whole building, and one of the external rooms attached to the building, Melanie, had tables and tables with boxes of vinyl record albums.
Yeah,
We're
that's
talking going back in time. And I thought, what a gold mine if I could just get my hands on those albums and sell them or use them or something or share them, give them as gifts. It would have been. But I know what you're talking about. They just collected these back from the day, right?
yeah.
Okay, you've got the next one before we dive down memory lane too much. Who have we got?
So I have 2000. The Spice Girls score their ninth and final UK #1 hit with a double-sided collar and Let Love Lead the Way.
Were you a Spice Girls fan?
I was not.
Neither was I. Okay, let's go to
Oh, I
2003.
don't have a lot to say about that.
Neither do I. 2003, a third of the sales of the Beatles album, and it was just the number, the numeral one, are by new fans aged 19 to 24, younger than the previous group who were buying their albums. That's according to Nielsen ratings. So 2003, which was what, 22 years ago now? What? The Beatles were selling to a younger demographic, late teens, early 20s. I wonder who's buying them now. That sounds like a song. Okay, you've got the next one. Go ahead.
Okay, in 2005, the figures of the Beatles used on the cover of the band's Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album are auctioned for £81,500 in London after being discovered in the back room of Madame Tussauds. Is
Yep, Tussauds.
that right?
Yep.
Famous wax museum.
Yeah, she's got a wax museum in London. She's got one in New York, famous. They're probably in other cities around the world. And these wax figures were just sitting in a back room somewhere, and somebody discovered them, and they were worth a heck of a lot of money. So we've got a couple of items and pieces with the Beatles in here. Let's go to 2009 to celebrate the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 25th anniversary. What? Concerts are held at New York City's Madison Square Garden featuring, well, we're back to Bruce Springsteen, but this time we've got Bono, we've got Mick Jagger, they're the Rolling Stones again, and Aretha Franklin, who left us a few years ago, and I think way too soon. So that's a heck of a way to celebrate an anniversary at MSG. So happy anniversary to them. You're going to start us off with celebrity birthdays. Melanie, who have you got?
I have first Richard Dreyfuss, age 78,
What?
longtime act. Yeah, 78. Can you believe it?
No.
Longtime actor who rose to prominence with starring roles in American Graffiti in 1973, The Apprenticeship of
Duddy
Duddy Kravitz.
Kravitz. Yep.
I never saw that one.
Yep.
Jaws, of course, in 1975. Close Encounters of the Third Kind in 1977. He won the Oscar for Best Actor for his portrayal of Elliot Garfield in the 1977 romantic comedy The Goodbye Girl,
Mm-hmm.
and was Oscar nominated for his title role in the 1995 drama Mr. Holland's Opus. Other films include The Competition, Stand By Me, Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Stakeout. That was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts, Always. I loved Always. Postcards from the Edge. What about Bob? Another classic.
Mm-hmm.
The American President and W. On television, Dreyfus starred on the CBS drama series The Education of Max Bickford.
Yeah, I remember. What do I remember? Mr. Holland's opus. I think he was a music teacher, and something about the department was going to go away, I think, and it was opus meaning his famous or his last or best work. I think Nuts was a movie with Barbara Streisand, if I'm not mistaken, and Postcards from the Edge was the autobiography of Princess Leia. Come on, help me out here. You know, Debbie Reynolds' daughter. I'm sorry, from Star Wars. Princess Leia with the
Yeah,
yes.
Princess Leia. Yeah.
Yes, that was her. I think that was her autobiographical movie that she wrote. So let's move on. Sewell. And the reason he's in here is not only is he 58, but I have been watching and binging on the series called The Diplomat, which stars him and Kerry Russell. And it's on Netflix. And I have to say that season three, which I binged last weekend, is probably one of the most riveting political dramas I've seen in years. Critics are so-so about the writing, but I thought it was the twists and turns, Melanie, just unbelievable. Rufus Sewell, very good-looking guy, and his looks have changed over the years. I saw pictures when he was in his early 20s. British stage and screen actor, doesn't sound British at all. He's appeared in Carrington and Hamlet, Dangerous Beauty, I won't read the years, A Knight's Tale, The Legend of Zorro, The Illusionist, Amazing Grace, The Holiday, The Tourist, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, what? Judy, The Father, and Old. You can make a whole story out of the titles of his movie. TV, The Man in the High Castle, which was a series from 2014 to 19. One of my favorites, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Yes, The Pale Horse he was in. He's currently in The Diplomat with Kerry Russell and Allison Janney just entered the diplomat as the American vice president at the last episode of season two. And I'm not going to give anything else away, but they've also brought back, if you saw The West Wing, Bradley Whitford, who was one of her co stars on The West Wing, appears as her husband in the beginning and during season three of The Diplomat. It's amazing to see the two of them as a married couple when they co-starred for. Anyway, before fame, he graduated from drama school and he somehow knew Judi Dench and she connected him with an agent and the rest is history. So happy birthday, Rufus. I'm going to say Sewell, Sewell. We'll leave it at that. You've got another one for us, Melanie. This is an interesting one. Go.
I have Winona Ryder, age 54. She's the actress who played quirky characters in the late 1980s and dramatic performances in the 90s. She rose to prominence in the comedy Beetlejuice. Everybody's seen Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Heathers, Edward Scissorhands, Mermaids, and Bram Stoker's Dracula. She portrayed a socialite in The Age of Innocence in March,
Joe
in
March.
Little Joe March in Little Woman, and starred in Reality Bites, How to Make an American Quilt, The Crucibles, Alice Resurrection, Celebrity, Girl Interrupted, and Mr. Deeds. After a break in the early 2000s, she had roles in films Star Trek, Black Swan, The Dilemma. Since 2016, she's played Joyce Byers on the Netflix series Stranger Things. And she starred in the comedy horror sequel Beetlejuice.
There you go. Happy birthday, Winona Ryder. And the reason she took a break was because she had some unfortunate run-ins with the law at a certain period of time in her life. And she took a back seat and stepped away. And then she came back and I read that her roles were a little bit more small, shall we say that, when she was making her comeback. But we're happy that she's quite the actress. So let's move on. Happy birthday next to Gabrielle Monique is her middle name, Union. You know her as Gabrielle Union. She's 53. Actress, model, and author, began in TV sitcoms, followed by teen films. She's all that and 10 Things I Hate About You. Well, I probably could have written that one. Her breakthrough role was in the teen film Bring It On. I didn't know she started as a teen actress. She appeared in the romantic comedies The Brothers, Deliver Us from Eva, not evil, Daddy's Little Girl, Think Like a Man 2, TOO. She starred in the medical drama on CBS, City of Angels, and in the films Bad Boys 2, Cradle, Number 2, The Grave, Neo Ned, Cadillac Records, Top 5, Breaking In, and The Perfect End. She has written two memoirs. I like this one, Melanie. The first memoir in 2017 was We're Going to Need More Wine. And the second one in 21 is You've Got Anything Stronger? I think those were probably sequels. And she's written two children's books. Welcome to the Party in 2020. And the next year she wrote Shady Baby. Happy birthday to Gabrielle Union. Oh, go ahead. You've got another really famous one. Who've you got?
I have Tracy Ellis Ross. She's age 53 and the daughter of actress and Motown recording artist Diana Ross. After roles in the films Hanging Up, ICU.com, and Daddy's Little Girl, she starred as Joan Clayton in the television series Girlfriends from 2000 to 2008. As Carla Reed on the BET sitcom Read Between the Lines, and as Dr. Rainbow Johnson in the ABC comedy series Blackish. In 2019, she co created the prequel spin off Mixed Ish. In
Yep.
2020, she starred in and recorded the soundtrack for the music film The High Note.
I am a big fan of Tracy Ellis Ross, and I did watch Blackish and Mixedish. They were very, very clever, and she was, I believe, a surgeon married to a man who was an advertising executive, and three very, very interesting children. And what's interesting is that, of course, she was flexing her female power muscles as the mom, but also a working medical doctor. And the husband was involved with all kinds of ins and outs at the marketing agency where he was with some really interesting, funny characters. And the kids were crazy. The daughter, I forget the name of the actress, forgive me, who played the daughter, but she had turned out to be one of the youngest producers in Hollywood. She had her own production company when she was just a young teenage girl. So very, very interesting cast. And we have one more birthday person. I'm going to do this one real fast. This is Dan Castellaneta. I believe that's how it's spelled. I could have made a mistake. He's 68. You know him, everyone, as the voice of Homer Simpson. And the Simpsons characters he voices Grandpa, and Barney Gumble, and Krusty with a K the Clown, and Mayor Quimby. In 1995, he performed a one-man show called Where Did Vincent Van Go? G-O-G-H. There you go. So now we've got one more celebrity. I'll do this next one. It's in memoriam. This is a comedic actress who left us last year, Terry Garr. Actress, comedian. Do you remember her, Melanie, in the many roles? Actress, comedian, dancer, known for her comedic roles in the 70s and 80s. She played women who were struggling to cope with life-changing experiences of their husbands, their kids, or their boyfriends, or maybe some combination altogether. She received nominations for British Academy Film Award for her performance in Tootsie and an Oscar nomination as well. She played a struggling actress who lost the soap opera role of a female hospital administrator. Who got the role? Dustin Hoffman pretending to be Tootsie, a woman. He was at the end of his tether and trying to get acting roles, so he dressed up as a woman and he got the role. He saved his acting career. She was wonderful, and I know she's been in many other movies. Terry Garr, we miss you, and she was 79 when she passed last year. Let me play some shout outs. Let me see if I can get a soundtrack here. That's for all of our birthday people. There you go. Not very loud, but it's very sincere. There you go. Okay, kids, calm down there. I got them all excited. All right, we're going to start the social media stars. We've got four of them, and you're going to kick this one off. Melanie, who have you got first?
I'm going to kick it off with YouTube star Stromedy, age 27. He has 13 million plus subscribers. His real name is Kyle Godfrey. He's the channel director and star of the YouTube channel Stromedy, where he posts pranks, skits, and comedy vlogs. He formed a social media team called S Squad.
Happy birthday, Stromedy, whoever you are. I'm going to go over to TikTok. We have a young lady named Spencer Barbosa. That's an interesting first name for a girl. She's 23. Why is she here? Not only is it her birthday, she's got 11 million plus followers, almost as many as Stromedy. She posts makeup content. Did you ever know what a GRWM is, Melanie? I had to look it up. If I said you, no, it's get ready with me. They show themselves getting ready for something. And commentaries on trends. She's an actress. She's booked professional commercials and TV roles, and she co-hosts a series called We Are Savvy. So makeup content could be she could be saying something like, "I'm getting ready to go to a party on a Saturday night. Watch me get ready," and she would do her makeup. And I'm sure you're very excited about that. You've got the next one. Go ahead. Who's next?
The next one is Instagram. Matthew Heller, age 44. He has 16 million plus likes.
Wow.
He posts automobile and comedy videos and photos and works for a company Home Blasters that provides train horns for automobiles.
Horn Blasters. That interesting name for a company. I wonder what if you had an automobile car stop at a stop sign or trying to beep and it came out with a train horn. Can you imagine how it scared the you know what out of you? Is that
That
legal?
reminded Yeah, that reminded me of when I was growing up. I had a really good friend. Her dad put a car horn as a doorbell. So when you ring the doorbell, it would be a car horn.
Okay, gives all kinds of new meaning to the word horn E. We'll leave that one alone. Let's move over to TikTok before I get myself in trouble here. We have Blake Russell. He is 32. Why is he on my list? Well, happy birthday, Blake. Melanie, he's got 37 million plus likes. 37 million. Wouldn't you and I be happy with if you had a million people buy your books? Wouldn't you be over the moon?
Exactly.
I know. He's an Australian TikTok star who posts videos, listen to this, with his wife, comedy, travel, and updates on their child. I don't know how old the child is. On his secondary account, hot.tub.boys, he posts clips talking about whatever on his mind as he sits in a hot tub. Can you imagine you or me sitting in a hot tub just videoing ourselves and talking about anything? I wonder if he's, never mind.
Never.
I don't know. I don't know. Is right. You have anything stronger going back to Gabrielle Union's biography here. He and his wife sell self-designed loungewear, makeup, koozies, shirts, and hats. They post vlogs about their home life on the YouTube, and they have 10,000 subscribers and 900,000 views. Interesting. Okay, that's on YouTube, but on TikTok, he's got 37 million likes. I can't even. Can you, Melanie? 37 million? I've had people on my birthday list recently who have over a billion views. A billion. A bi- these these
Wow.
these sites have a counter that goes that high. A billion. Many billions. We're going to stop there. Let's go to our first wacky holiday. We've got two of them today. I'm doing the first one, starting it off. Oh, okay, here's what's going to happen. I could only find one wacky holiday, Melanie. Usually I found two or three or four. So we'll do National Oatmeal Day, and then you're going to start us off with On This Day in History. And we have some interesting things that happened today in the background. So, National Oatmeal Day. Oatmeal. Anybody wants to know what it is? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's a preparation of oats that have been dehusked, steamed, and flattened. Sounds cruel. Or a coarse flour of hulled oat grains called groats that have been milled. Ground oats are called white oats. Steel cut oats are either Irish oatmeal or pinhead oats. This is more than you ever wanted to know, Melanie. Rolled oats are old fashioned and thick. I know we buy rolled oats sometimes. Oats can be made thinner or smaller, and they can be turned into quick or instant oatmeal. And that's based on the size of the oat, how much pre cooking before it got in the package, and the cooking time. So, do you like oatmeal, Melanie?
I do. Yes.
What do you put in it? Come on. How do you fix it up?
I like strawberries in my oatmeal.
Fresh strawberries? Frozen strawberries?
Yes. Fresh. Well, either like in the wintertime, it has to be frozen, but in the summertime, fresh strawberries.
Any sugar or cream or milk or anything in your oatmeal?
A little bit of milk.
Okay. I doll mine up with brown sugar and a little pat of butter. And if I have it in the house, some heavy cream. I really like it. It's like dessert, liquid dessert. Okay. You've got the next one. What happened? How long ago did people start making
So,
oats?
32,000 years ago, humans hand ground wild oats into a porridge like substance.
And let's half that amount, or less than half, to 11,000 years ago. Neolithic people in the Jordan Valley began intentionally, cultivating oats. You've got the next one.
Ancient Rome. The Romans grew oats, but generally only for animal feed and those pesky peasants, as they considered it a barbaric grain. They
Oh no.
introduced the crop to Britain, where its ability to grow in the cool, wet climate was recognized.
And let's move over to medieval Europe. Sometime in that era, oats were a vital staple, particularly in Northern Europe, due to their hardiness in cold, damp climates. And if you heat them up, they make you feel hearty and they're comforting too. They were ground into flour for oat cakes and gruel. Sounds like cruel, providing energy for long winters. And you're taking us into not quite the modern era. What happened in 1602, Melanie?
English settlers first planted oats in North America, initially grown mostly for horse feed, especially east of the Mississippi River.
Oh my goodness, lucky horses. In the 19th century, the start of oatmeal's commercial popularity as a breakfast food. Now we're getting to where we know. What happened?
1851, Ferdinand Schumacher began processing oats for human consumption, creating a faster way to prepare them.
And if we move ahead 26 years later, the Quaker Oats brand was registered, and its owner used national advertising campaigns to promote it as a popular breakfast cereal. And that's the brand I usually buy is Quaker Oats. And you've got one more for us.
In the early 1900s, oatmeal had become a popular breakfast food across the US and other parts of the world. Today, it is prized for its health benefits such as high fiber content.
Well, happy birthday to oatmeal. There we go. It's the day. You're going to start us off with on this day of history. This is going to be a quick list of what happened today, but you've got a very interesting one in light of a current major news story. So tell us what happened 1964 on this day. Melanie?
1964, on this day in history, the biggest jewel heist at the time, the Star of India, 563.35 carat star sapphire. What would you even do with that big of a sapphire?
You wouldn't wear it. You would put it in a museum. I'm telling you now. Go ahead.
One of the largest such gems in the world was stolen by Jack Roland Murphy, Murph the Surf, and his accomplices. Like, does he have that name on purpose?
Yes, he does.
Murph the Surf?
Murph the Surf, yes, go ahead.
His accomplices, Alan Kahn and Roger Clark from the American Museum of Natural History in New York City. They entered the museum through an open window, used glass cutters to bypass the display case alarms, and stole over 20 gems, including the Star of India sapphire, the Midnight Star sapphire, and the DeLong Star ruby. The museum had poor security, malfunctioning alarms, and open windows.
Can you imagine? And right now we're dealing with people who have partially taken responsibility for a huge heist of gems at the Louvre in France. It's in the news today that we're sort of partly responsible. I don't know if they took charge of all of the things that were stolen. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting thing on this day in history. Let's move to 1967. 3 years later, the Montreal World's Fair, Expo 67. I was there. It closed with 50 million visitors. Hopefully, they let them out of the gate before they closed. It was a beautiful World's Fair. I went with some friends from college, and we had a really, really wonderful time. So we drove up from New York, and it was Expo 67. I remember it well. And I was wearing clothes. I was wearing a lot of green and yellow and pink in the British mod style, and we were wearing mini skirts in those days. I could wear a mini skirt in those days. I was about 92 pounds. Anyway, we'll leave that one alone. You're going to take us to the next event. What happened, Melanie?
Oh, 1969. The first ever computer to computer link was established on ARPANET,
Yep.
the precursor to the internet.
And in 1986, jumping ahead, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher of Britain opened the last stretch of the M25 motorway. Woo! Wonder what kind of horn they had on the cars then.
Yeah. 1991, the American Galileo spacecraft makes its closest approach to 951 Gaspra, becoming the first probe to visit an asteroid.
Did you ever want to visit an asteroid? An astronaut being an asteroid visitor, Melanie, would that something you would like to do?
No,
Me
no.
neither. I'll stick around here. In 1998, the Space Shuttle Discovery blasts off on STS-95 with 77-year-old John Glenn on board, the oldest person to go into space at the time. And we know that William Shatner went at 90 on the Blue Origin, I think, last year. So we've got one more, and you're going to close us out. What do we got? Last one for the show.
And that is 2008. Delta Airlines merges with Northwest Airlines, creating the world's largest airline and reducing the number of U.S. legacy carriers to 5.
On that note, we're going to go out. Let's dance our way out. Thank you, Melanie. Stick around. We'll talk. That was October 29th, HB2U. Happy birthday and happy event. Your day. When's your birthday? Did you tell me?
April.
Get you back.